Alright y'all, welcome back. We are on GTA 5. We'll play sorry about that. Man, I gotta pay more attention to driving and talking. So, as I was saying, GTA 5 RP DonDada. I got a case, an attorney. Let's do it. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. Tell me how stupid I'm doing. I'm doing it. That's all I know. I have a couple videos up. I'm doing this. I guess you could do it. Excuse me, officer. Is there a gate I can park in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright. Much appreciated, General.
Yep.
Right. That's awesome. I like that.
Damn, your new vehicle is nice.
I appreciate that.
No
Working
problem.
hard, grinding every day, you know.
Yep.
I did a 48-hour shift the other day.
Damn.
Yeah, I was tired, man. I was tired. Oh no! Oh no! What's going on? Please don't do this to me now. Okay, here we go. I thought I was gonna
Yep.
fall. I thought I was gonna fall asleep right there. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I've
It's down here.
been having problems all day.
Oh.
I swear, every time they put a new city hall, something screws up.
Yep.
How you doing, sir? Oh, he's not with you.
No, here's that's Penny.
Oh, Mr. Penny. Yeah, we've met. Let me get my.
Oh, hey there, Mr. Hustle. Just a moment. I'm finishing up the report. You should.
No problem. What's the client's name?
His name is Because. Yeah. Common spelling.
All right. All right. I'll give you a chance to do your paperwork. Let me go talk to him real quick while you do that, if you don't mind.
Yep. He's cuffed
thing.
right now because he tried to escape.
He's
And then-
hogtied.
Oh, he's over
Yeah.
here.
Yo, my frog just died. I just heard about it. My frog's dying. Hey.
Excuse me?
Yo,
I am your attorney,
lawyer.
Mr. J.
Yeah,
Hustle.
hey. Yo, you want me to tell you what happened now?
I'm trying to get there, but can I introduce myself first?
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm super sorry.
I'm assuming you are Mr. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. My name is Mr. Junior Hustle, the attorney with the muscle, the #1 around in the city.
Whoa, dang, you're a rapper too. I could tell, bro.
So what we're gonna do today is you're gonna tell me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from the beginning, okay?
All right. Yep.
Just hold on. Let me get these officers to clear the area so we can't hear us.
Yeah. Hey,
Tell
can you
me-
slap Mr. Clean's head while you're on the way?
I don't assault police officers, sir.
I'm gonna freaking assault his head if I freaking see him.
Hey, I advise you to stop talking right now, please. You don't want more charges, do you? More charges.
No,
the more I
I'm
charge.
sorry. I'm sorry.
The
I'm
more
sorry.
charges
No,
you
I
get,
won't.
the more I charge.
No!
Sir, if you wouldn't mind clearing the hallway so me and my client can have an attorney-client privilege conversation, please. Is it
If
possible?
you were just speaking with him, I couldn't hear a word you were saying.
Okay, I appreciate your
But I
honesty.
will.
No,
For your comfort, I'll go to the top of the stairs.
Oh, thank you so much for the understanding. Thank you. All right.
All right,
Okay.
Mr. Hustle with the muscle.
Yes, sir. See? You'll
Oh,
never forget me
alright.
now. You'll never forget me now, will you?
No.
All right.
You hustle with the muscle. I remember that.
The attorney, Junior Hustle, the attorney with the muscle.
Yup.
All right. Yes, sir. Now, Mr. Yeah, you tell me from the beginning what exactly happened. Don't leave no details out, big or small.
All right. So I was minding my business, walking right. I bought some new binoculars from the the 24/7, right?
Yep.
And so I was walking past and I was wanting to test them so I can look at the cop car to see how shiny it was. And I started looking at it. And then after I wanted to go for a jog and they started chasing me and they tased me. So like I don't even know what happened. And they started talking about how it's LGBTQ, whatever that means. And that is perfect detail right there. And then plus one plus, they seen an EMS torture somebody and they did not do anything. So what do you think about that, Mr. Hustle with the muscle?
Let me see if I get this straight here.
Okay.
You've seen a cop car with a door open and you wanted to check it
No,
out.
not a door open, not a door open.
Oh.
I just seen it and I had new binoculars, you know, from the
Did you
24/7.
get into the vehicle with the door shut?
No, it was not even like I didn't even get in it.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Repeat that story one more. I thought you said
All
you
right.
got into a stolen vehicle.
Alright, here you go, here you go. I wanted the 24/7, bought some new binoculars.
Yeah, just let him know I posted the report.
Alright, and so I was minding my business. I was testing my new
report is
binoculars on the cop
posted.
car to see
Everything
how
in the
shiny and good it
MTP.
would look. And then the cop started calling for backup as I could hear from his radio. And so I was wondering why.
Can you
And so I
hold
just
on
started.
one moment,
Alright,
please? These
yeah.
guys are interrupting my radio. Excuse me,
Alright.
Mr. General. Did you call on this this dear line here?
Pinford, the report is posted already in the MTP system.
Okay, much appreciated. I'm gonna finish my conversation with him, and then we'll come check out what you get. Okay?
Are you having to restate the whole story?
It would probably be best. They just interrupted my brain thinking, you know. I like to hear everything.
Yeah.
That way I can have a better defense for you.
Word.
Yeah, I could tell Mr. Clean is really annoying.
You were in the store, the 24-hour store, buying sunglasses.
I didn't put
No, not sunglasses, binoculars.
Oh, okay, binoculars, bird peepers.
Yeah, alright. Alright, I was walking. I wanted to test my new binoculars, so I decided to test on the police car to see how nice it looked, right?
I want to read it first.
Okay.
Alright, and then I just started looking, and he started calling backup. And I still looked for a little bit until the backup arrived, so I just ran away because I wanted to take a jog. And they started chasing me. I was like, whoa, 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 what's happening? And then they tased me, tackled me to the floor, and then put me in the back of the car. And I was like, whoa, man, that's really crazy. And they saw an EMS torture somebody. They did not do nothing, but I was running away because I was super scared of the cops. And plus, Mr. Clean called me LGBTQ. And that is the whole story. And then plus, right now, he just abused me right now.
Okay, hold on one moment, please. Okay.
He started assaulting my head because I was making fun of him.
Okay. See.
And he tried to pull my diaper up too.
Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. What I'm seeing here is I could probably get. I'm hoping to get all of your charges dropped. To be honest with you, because
Yeah.
looking through looking at or looking into the windows of a police cruiser is not illegal.
Yeah. Hey, also one thing, another thing, right? So what was I gonna say? Hold on, let me try to remember. Oh, also, all right. So I was saying like, there's no charge for like doing that, right? And he's like, I'm gonna find a charge just so you can go to jail. He said that too. So
Okay.
he basically purposely did it,
Let me
just
go
so I
speak.
don't.
Let me go speak to these gentlemen. I think we can get you off for. Okay, the whole charge.
Yeah, it was Mr. Clean that said that, by the way. So yeah.
Okay, hang tight. Don't do nothing crazy. I'll get you out of here.
Yeah, I won't. Thank you, Mr.
Just
Hustle
for
with the
reference,
muscle.
for reference, right now they got you for 95 months and a $3,250 fine. I mean, they got you for
What? For what? They just hate me.
They're putting charges on you like a murderer. Give me a second. Let me go handle these guys.
Oh, I'm gonna abuse that guy when I freaking see him.
Hey, stop throwing threats. They got
I mean,
in here.
I'm gonna kiss him.
Yeah, there you go. Gentlemen, gentlemen, gentlemen.
Yep.
So, we got quite the problem from my end here. Do you know the laws of the city? I'm only asking because my client wasn't doing anything wrong by looking in your cruiser, at your cruiser, or even peeping through his binoculars. That right there is a frivolous charge. In any city, he has the right to look at a police cruiser, look in a police cruiser. You are a public servant, sir.
He does not have the right to run away when asked to speak with.
If he's not being charged with anything and he's not suspected of a crime, he most certainly does. There was no reason for you to hold him, to even ask him to stop, because he did not commit a crime, sir. And that's straight law. I was a cop before, and now I'm an attorney, and I know
Acting suspicious is enough to give.
there's no reasonable articulate suspicion of anything, sir. You can't charge him with acting suspicious. I'm sorry to say, but you just can't do it. I could walk down on one leg with a monkey face on. Just because I look suspicious, you can't stop me and talk to me. And that's just any law in any world, in any city, sir. That my client did not commit a crime. He didn't commit a crime. Period. Point blank. He didn't. In general, you know I'm fair with everybody, and when you guys are right, you're right. But on this one, unfortunately, you are wrong. You are breaking a constitutional amendment by holding him right now.
He kept looking at Penny's vehicle inside for like 5 minutes, right?
He could technically, by law, walk up to you and ask you to see your license, to see in your vehicle. He's not doing nothing wrong. The first, second, third, and fourth amendments say so.
And then when I tried to like talk to him, when I got out of my truck, he started to run.
You had no reasonable, articulate suspicion to stop my client. He was always free to go. There was no reason to stop him, period, point blank, done. This case needs to be dropped. My client needs to walk. Unfortunately, this time, he wins.
How come he ran? I just tried to ask him some questions.
Running from the cops is a crime.
No, it's not. No, it's not, sir. Not when he has done nothing wrong and there's no suspicion, reasonable, articulate suspicion to stop my criminal, my client. He can run. He could crawl. He could shit in his diapers because he is wearing one. I don't know if you noticed. But there was no reasonable, articulate suspicion to stop him on any crime, or even to question him, or even ask for an ID. I'm sorry, this time you are wrong, General.
No, loitering and prowling is reason gives reasonable suspicion.
In public, sir. Are you a trainee?
At loitering, prowling.
Who's speaking to
That
me?
was the original charge I was thinking of giving him was prowling, but we dropped that one off.
Well, you can't do that. You are a public servant, sir. You can't charge him with prowling. Know your laws.
You can't.
No,
you cannot.
No, you can't. He can walk up to you with binoculars in his hand and look directly at your face. You are a public servant, sir. He could even ask you for your ID and your badge number. You must prepare that for him. He does not have to come up with a ID or even tell you what he's doing when he's in a public street or even a private parking lot. I'm telling you, I know my law, and if you guys want to push this one, we'll see you in court. Normally, I'm fair. I'm on the side of the police. I'm on the side of the clients. This time, I have to stick to my guts. He did not do a thing wrong to even get any of those charges on him. I'm sorry to say. And on top of that, you're charging him with a time longer than you would charge a murderer. So right now, I'm going to ask you.
It's an amalgamation of charges.
Please release my client, sir. He has done nothing wrong. There was no reasonable, articulate suspicion to ask him for his ID, to tell him to stop. Nothing. He had the right to go home. To pull your taser out even breaks his violates your oath. I think this time you're just gonna have to take the L, sir. I'm sorry.
Give us a moment.
The law of reasonable, articulable suspicion was not there. And as a public servant, he could stare at you, he could talk shit to you, he could run away from you. He has not committed a crime. Don't mind me, I gotta put something in my stomach, I'm diabetic. Oh, those Sprites are definitely delicious.
Yeah.
Sorry, indigestion. General, you know me when I work cases, I'm always fair, whether it's the police side or the client side. You know this time I am right, unfortunately. He has not committed a crime. He must be released, or he'll have the authority to sue the city for being held with no suspicion of a crime.
I think we can. No, I think I can prove that I had reasonable suspicion to stop him. He was prowling. He was planning to commit some kind of crime. That's why he was watching me. And I would testify to that under oath.
How can you say he was planning? Were you in his head?
Because reasonable suspicion, that is the
There
bar
is
for
no
reasonable suspicion is much lower than probable cause, and you know that.
reasonable, articulate suspicion means he's done something wrong. He didn't. He could be sitting there with his binoculars in your face, sir. He is a
Right,
public
but if
viewer.
had the opportunity arose by me leaving, he may have,
We cannot
and that's how I
charge. Wait,
felt at the time.
sir, hear me
That's
out.
enough. Hang on, that is enough for me to initiate contact with him,
For you,
and then he ran.
but
That is the problem.
he could
He
run.
didn't have to run,
He
and we
can
wouldn't
run.
be here.
He could crawl.
Yeah, we.
Sir, hear me out. He did not commit a crime. You can't suspect somebody of doing a crime and put charges on him for suspicion. That is not a law.
I got a
Right, but
question.
reasonable suspicion gives me enough to initiate a conversation,
What were you
and he cannot run away.
Sir, you do not, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, you don't know your laws, sir. I'm telling you. Reasonable, articulate suspicion. You can't charge somebody with that.
I got a question though.
That's not the
How come?
charge.
But what are you charging him with then?
Go ahead, General.
Being
How
suspicious.
come when? How come when I pulled up to the scene, I was going to go ask him a question, he started to run away.
He
That's
doesn't
kind
need to
of
stay there and talk
suspicious.
to you. He don't need to talk to you. He has not committed a crime.
He could have just said, I don't want to talk. He just ran.
Unfortunately, the amendments of this country says that you cannot even question him unless he's done a crime. And he had not committed any crime. Suspicious, maybe, but you can't charge someone with suspicion, sir. That is not a law. He could stand there with a sign saying, I hate the effing police, and you still can't charge him.
I'm not charging him with being suspicious. That's not one of the charges in the report.
You arrested him for saying you thought he was going to commit a crime.
No, that's not what I said at all.
That's what you just said to me.
No, would you like to listen to what I'm trying to say?
You said if I was to leave and then he committed a crime, what happens then? I know your words, sir.
No, listen. Based on his behavior, that gave me reasonable suspicion that this man may commit a crime. I wanted to talk to him, and I called for backup. When backup showed up and we went to initiate the conversation, he took off running. That's textbook.
He didn't do a crime.
Well, you want to go to court then? I mean, let's take it to trial.
I actually do recommend that you get a higher up officer down here, please. Unfortunately, at this time, sir, you are wrong. This is not right. This is definitely wrong. And like I said, I side with the cops. And
702 to A100 direct. Are you available?
Thank you.
I'm one of the higher ups, but like we have a higher up
I know,
right now.
General. I know, General. And usually we're usually fair with each other. This time you are actually wrong, sir. You can't charge someone with being suspicious. That's not a charge.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay. So you said you stopped him and questioned him because he looked suspicious. And he ran away. He can do that. If he has not committed a crime, he could crawl away from you. You don't have the right to ask for ID or to stop a client for being suspicious or looking suspicious. If he was wearing a monkey suit running down the street, you can't question him. He has not committed a crime, sir. There's no crime here. Being suspicious is not a crime. Can you please release my client? He's going to have a lawsuit against the city if you don't, sir. Man, this diabetes is damn.
All right. Cut him loose.
I appreciate that, sir. I really do. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm fair with the cops and I'm fair with my clients. Unfortunately, this time, the client wins. Cool. Mr. Yeah. Mr. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Yeah.
Hello, mister.
So they're gonna cut you loose.
Wait a minute.
Please do me a favor in the future.
Uh-huh.
Just don't commit a crime. At this time, you did not commit a crime, and they're gonna cut you loose 100%.
I love you, Mr. Hustle Jr. I mean, yeah, Hustle Must love you.
Just do me
Hey,
a
Mr.
favor
Hustle.
and don't talk. Yes.
Before we continue,
Yes. I just can't
I had a
help
thought.
Okay.
He still hit a cop.
When did he hit the cop? That's not in the complaint. You can't charge him after
It
the
is.
fact.
It's in the report.
That is not one of the charges.
Why do you? Yes, it is. He's being
Assault.
charged with assault.
How did he assault you? Did you grab him after being suspicious?
Popped him. He punched the cop. Can't punch a cop.
Why would he punch you? You were
After he
zapping him.
escaped. After he escaped from custody.
You chased him on foot for not committing a crime. I would
Did you
run
not read
too.
the whole report?
I did. Officer Pension Sergeant gives chase on foot. You couldn't give chase on foot because he didn't do nothing wrong. Mr. Ye repeatedly
Continue.
told to stop. Mr. Ye told to stop running under the threat of a taser. I would run too. Yeah, Mr. Ye ignored these pleas and continued to flee. Still didn't do nothing wrong. Discharged my taser, striking Mr. Ye at this point. Mr. Ye was cuffed and arrested for the crime. From this time, Mr. Ye became belligerent, which he has the right to be. You're arresting him under false pretenses. Became harassing the officers. No shit, I would too. Mr. Ye was loaded up and transported to Davis Police Department. Once processed facility, Mr. Ye attempted to escape the premises, which he was not supposed to be there in the first place. The cell door accidentally unlocked. Mr. Ye chased her. He has every right that you're saying in here. He wasn't supposed to be in here in the first place, sir. If
Still
he
got to
hit-
follow the process.
He
Can't
hit-
hit a cop. Can't hit a cop.
He hit you after you popped him. You could.
He hit
would-
General.
Okay, if he did, it says in the report that you tried to tase him first for not committing a crime. Your actions subdued to what your actions came upon what he did to you. I'd punch you too if you zapped me for not committing a crime. Please, just take the L this one time. I know I'm right. I know the law inside and out. I follow them all. I read them all.
Regardless, even if he's here under false pretenses, can't assault a cop.
Did you just hear your
Can't.
words?
Would the proper thing?
Nope.
Listen.
Nope.
Would the proper thing not to have? Would the proper thing have been to have called the lawyer from the get-go and not tried to escape and assault a cop?
You were threatening him. You were running after him. You were tasing him.
Doesn't give you the right to run from custody and assault an officer.
He shouldn't have been in custody in the first place. And if you're zapping my client well under false pretense of arrest, which he was, he has every right to defend himself against a army of cops. I'm sorry. He was threatened when he shouldn't have been.
All right, so here's the deal. If he pleads guilty to the assault charge, here's the deal.
You assaulted him
first. He pleads guilty to the assault charge, and we drop everything else,
Sir,
or we go to trial.
You assaulted him first. You assaulted him by breaking his rights, tasing him under false pretense of a crime. Of course, he has every right to defend himself. If you know the law properly, and he's not suspected of a crime, and you're tasing this gentleman, and he hits you back, that is 100% legal. He's defending himself upon something that should have never happened. So if anything, he has a lawsuit against y'all first, which he won't do. He promised he wouldn't. He's just happy to walk out of here with no charges. Your charges are not valid.
I mean, resisting arrest in and of itself is a crime.
Under arrest.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
It does not matter.
Blank, period.
It doesn't matter. No.
Sir, you need
resisting arrest in and of itself is a crime.
Why are you arresting him?
Look, even if those are false pretenses, not coming cleanly in and of itself is a crime.
You don't need
Once we got him here, he ran out the door, he hit an officer, and was dragged back in.
Sir, you hit him with a taser first under a false crime. Yes, it does matter. You need to get a sergeant down here. This is not one that's going to stick, officer.
Right.
General, let's just let this guy go. Cut him free. You know this is not right.
Give me a second.
I've never asked for this before, but I'm standing firm on this one.
Give me a second.
If you arrest somebody under false pretenses of a crime that he didn't commit, he has every right to defend himself against cops that are coming at him, especially when there's two of you, one of him, you're pulling a taser on him. He has the right to defend himself at that point. There was no crime committed. You can't just say, well, I thought he was suspicious, so let me zap him.
You don't have the right to self-defense against the police, except in
course he
cases of
does.
excessive. No,
Yes, he does.
Jesus Christ! Would you listen? You don't have the right to self-defense against the police, except in cases of excessive force. None of this was
You don't
excessive.
think zapping
This was
him
textbook.
under a false
Textbook.
pretense? No, it wasn't, sir. I used to be a cop, man. Stop it.
Right. I was just looking something up.
Stop it. I used to be a cop. This is not right at all. A client that is not doing anything wrong does not deserve to be chased, stopped, questioned, frisked, or anything. If you popped him with his taser, he has every right at that point, because there is no crime committed, to punch you in the goddamn face.
I don't think any judge in the world would agree with you.
I know the judges would agree with me for a fact. If the judge knows the laws, this right here is clear-cut case of police abuse. And like I said, General, you know me. I never argue for my customers, the clients, this much if they're wrong. I even tell all my clients, do not hurt the cops, do not pop the cops, please don't ever shoot the cops, because I will not defend you the way I should. This time, sir,
No, he hit a cop.
He hit you after you tased him. He ran away after
He
you
hit
tased
him.
You should not have been
Yeah,
arresting him.
after he was brought in for processing.
You should have never
He had
deployed
his he had his chance to get this resolved.
No, he didn't.
But
he didn't need to resolve anything. You arrested him under false pretenses. That right there is a crime on your behalf. I'm telling you, that's the law. If a gang of cops walk up to somebody that's not doing anything wrong and put them through this, you lose everything. You lose all of your rights as a police officer. You become at that point a normal civilian because you hurt him first under a false arrest.
I got a question. How come, like, he was kind of acting suspicious looking at his vehicle?
You can't, but you're a public servant. He can walk right up to your vehicle, peek in the windows. He can look at anything. You are a public servant, sir. He can even ask you while you're sitting in your vehicle, and I've had this happen as a cop. If you're sitting in your vehicle, he can walk up to me and say, need your ID, need your badge number. Is your vehicle registered? Is it insured? You got to produce a registration to a normal civilian. And not only that, he can ask you to look through your car, the same way y'all do to them. You are a public servant. You work for him. He can ask you all that. Most cops don't know that. He can walk up to you and say, what's in your lunchbox? And you got to show him because you look suspicious. Not that I say that will happen every day, but it can legally happen.
How come he was waiting like 5 minutes or more
He could he could do whatever he wants. He can look at you for hours. He could follow you around.
Isn't that like suspicious when you're being followed?
General, you can't arrest somebody on being suspicious.
Yeah, regardless, we'll drop those charges. He still hit a cop.
He
can't hit a
you
cop.
in self-defense. He has that right.
You don't get the right to self-defense unless in cases of excessive force. This has been litigated. Do you need a case? Do you need a case?
I guarantee you that case is wrong. If you charge him that, the lawyer didn't know his law. If you guys want a case like that, the lawyer didn't know his law. Just zapping him with a taser is excessive force when he hasn't committed a crime. At that point, he can defend himself, 100%. Just let him go, man. It's not the right one. Trust me when I tell you. In general, where did General go?
Oh no, brother, but this guy wanted attention, so that's what he got.
You can't do that. You're a public servant. Stop talking like that, please.
I'm just happy for him. That's all. Been fun.
Just let him go. No charges. Let this one go.
So I got to give it to the sergeant.
Okay.
He outranks me.
Is he coming?
General is the sergeant.
Well, where'd he go?
I do not know.
The longer he's in that cage, the longer you open yourself up to a civil litigation. And sir, I don't know if you know, but my background is a retired MP and a retired Leo. I know my laws. When you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. This one you are completely wrong. 100%. He had no reason to stand there and talk to you about nothing. Even if you said, could I see your ID? He could say, no, I've done no crime. Well, you look suspicious. That's not a crime. Being suspicious is not a crime in any world. So when you tased him and you ran after him, he has a right to defend himself because he hasn't committed a crime.
I felt as though it fit the definition of prowling.
Do you know what prowling is? Looking through
Yes,
someone's private windows at their home when they're naked. Looking through them while they're
that's
on the back porch. You are a public servant, sir. They can prowl you all day. As a public servant, you can get looked at, you can get questioned, you can get requested for your ID and your badge number. This is not prowling, sir. A prowling charge commits a violation when they maliciously prowl around a place where people live or dwell. Last, a person could be considered a simple trespasser if they enter a place. That doesn't consider this, but if the definition, the law definition of prowling is commits a violation with a maliciously loiter or prowl around a public, a place where people live or dwell. This was a public area. You can't charge him with prowling in a public area. He could have even walked out there with a video camera on you. You can't charge him for recording you. He could tell you to go F yourself. You can't charge him for that either. That's freedom of speech. Sir, I'm just trying to help you.
like I said, it's not up to me.
Okay, no problem.
Gotta go with ghosts.
Yeah, and I believe me when I tell you, I'm not trying to make it difficult for you, but this charge isn't gonna stick.
I'm back.
All right, how you doing?
I'm
So
good.
your officer here said he was prowling. The definition of prowling in any state is a person that commits a violation, which he didn't, when they maliciously loiter, which he didn't, or prowl around a place where people live or dwell. He wasn't around anybody's home. He was on a public walkway, recording a public servant, looking at a public servant. You could even question the public servant. You ought to produce your badge number and your name. By law, there is nothing that he did here to insinuate or activate you as a cop and make you chase him, especially taser him. When he did that, he had the right to defend himself because he did not commit a crime. If you don't commit a crime and someone goes tackling you, whether you're a police officer or not, you have every right to defend yourself. So even when he
Yeah,
came in here and he decided to run away, he could do that because he was arrested under false pretense. There was no law
yeah.
broken.
But can you explain this to me real quick? Like when I showed up, I was just gonna talk to him, and he just started running right away. But
Okay,
he didn't walk away or anything. He
he
just
has that right.
ran.
As a civilian in a public area, with y'all being public servants, unless he committed a crime, which prowling ain't a crime, harassment of a police officer ain't a crime, or even asking you for your badge or ID number or looking into your mobile unit is not a crime. He committed no crime. Then when you engaged him into a street race, trying to get him and you tased him, you committed the crime, which he had the right to defend himself. Sir General, I'm telling you, my background is a retired MP and a retired Leo. I know my laws. And as a public servant, he could do whatever he wants to you without, to a certain limit. But he did not commit any crimes to deserve any of your actions today. This is one you have to take an L on, General. You know me. I'm fair with the cops and I'm fair with the clients. This time, General, you are 100% wrong. And I'm not trying to be a hard ass. I just know that my client did not commit any crimes or do anything wrong for you to ask for his ID or to tase him or to chase him on foot. So when he
That
popped you
doesn't
back,
give him the right.
yes, it
It
does.
doesn't give him the right to elude us. We
No,
asked him to stop.
he
No,
doesn't have to. He doesn't have to stop. He don't have to
he.
stop. No
It's
city.
and it doesn't give him the right to run out of here and hit a
Yeah,
cop.
he was here under false pretense. He hit you because you tased him under false pretense of a crime that he didn't commit.
Any judge in the world is going to say, is
No,
going to
they're not.
agree that you
No, they're not.
cannot hit a cop.
I promise you. Actually, you know what? Hold on.
Just ask him the simple question. When is it okay to hit a cop?
When you hit him first. Under false pretenses of a crime that he did not commit. He has every right to defend himself. If I was in your position and I walk up to a person on the street because he looks suspicious and I say, give me your ID, that person don't need to produce an ID. That person don't need to talk to you because reasonable articulate suspicion is not a crime. He needs to commit a crime. He has not committed a crime. Prowling only happens when you're looking into people's houses under a dressing stall or peeping on somebody like a peeping Tom. He can look at you, he can stare at you, he can curse at you. You are a public servant, sir. When you gave foot and chase because he didn't want to produce an ID, you broke the law. When you tased
Right.
him,
Regardless, we'll drop those charges. Consider them dropped. You can't hit a cop. He's being charged with assault.
Yes, you can. No, he's not. No, he's not. You assaulted him first, which made him assault you back because he was defending
Nah,
himself.
his recourse is to go through the courts.
No, it's not. Period. No.
That's what they're for. That's
Okay,
literally what the court is for.
Well, we're holding court right here then.
No, that's what I'm telling you. The court. That's what the court is for. Is to deal with your discontent with the state.
If you're bringing my client to court, you're gonna lose, and you're gonna open yourself up for a litigation lawsuit.
You are not listening. You are like stuck in one track. You're not listening.
No, I just know my laws.
You've said that.
Yeah, look them up. I know them. Trust me when I tell you, what you did was wrong. You
Right.
Are opening
You
yourself
can't
up.
hit a cop, regardless. You can't do that.
Why'd you hit him? Which you did first. Why'd you do it? Because right there, you committed the first crime. You chased him. You can't chase him. He didn't do nothing to even you ask for his ID. Looking suspicious is not a crime. So what you did was you committed the first crime. So if you bring this to court, you are going to lose, and you're going to open yourself up for a lawsuit. I promise you. You're going to lose. Think about that for a second. Exactly what I just said. You had no right to ask him for his ID. You had no right to ask him what he was doing. You had no right to even chase him after looking suspicious. Then you chased him, which you didn't have a right to do. Then you tased him, which you didn't have a right to do, and he popped you back. Any civilian can do that when they're being chased by a police officer and they haven't committed a crime. Now, if there was a crime involved, yeah, absolutely get him for assault, and I'd be on your side. Everything that you did was with no crime happening at all.
No, that is no. See, you're setting a very dangerous precedent.
No, I'm not. I'm setting a law.
No,
I wouldn't have became a lawyer if I didn't know my laws, sir. Like I said, I'm a retired MP and a retired police officer. I know my laws. I am out on disability. That's why I became a lawyer in this city.
Alright,
General, cut him loose, buddy. Please. He didn't do nothing
yeah,
wrong.
I am.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
I am.
I appreciate that. Sir, no hard feelings for real. No, if you ever have a question about something, I'm more than happy to help you out. I'm more than happy to help you out.
you got me on the first point. I'll admit that, but
Okay,
I think you're wrong about the self-defense with
He
police.
can defend himself because you hit him first. That's the problem. That's where you open yourself up to a problem.
No,
Just don't
there was
abuse
no
me with your
excessive
taser.
force.
Oh, shut up. Get
Hey.
out of here. Get out of
Hey,
here.
Judge, I want to give you a big fat kiss, bro.
Hey.
Big
Do me a
fat
favor.
kiss.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Slide me 500
Yeah.
bucks and get the fuck out of here.
Oh, okay.
He ain't gonna pay you, didn't?
I don't.
He pay you?
No, he
He
didn't
ain't
pay me.
fucking paying you.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute.
Let me
Yeah,
go.
you
Like,
can't be melting out to
he
the
ain't
police
fucking
there. They
pay
got
you.
you out for all your charges. You're gonna melt
I don't
out.
have money on me though.
You have
I
money
don't even know if
retention?
I have enough in my bank. I don't even know if I have enough in my bank, bro.
What do you have on you
I
right now?
don't know. Wait, hold on, let me check.
I just gave you your dream come true, and I had to argue
My
with you.
dream.
Are these doors locked? Perfect. Sir,
I have $31 cash on me right now as we speak.
send it.
All right.
Now get out of here, please, and don't talk to these officers again. They cut you a deal today. I'm telling you. Even though
Hold on. I want to show these officers something.
I don't.
Kumalala, kumalala, kumala
Okay.
sa Vesta.
Totally legal. Totally legal. I'll get the hell out of here.
Hora.
Go.
Alright, thank you.
Yes, go.
Thank you.
If you didn't leave there, I was gonna
You couldn't do
I was
nothing.
gonna read in the Trespass Act.
He can't trespass in a public space. You're
There's
in
a sign outside this. Well,
Sorry.
you know, and okay, so here's an argument I've had many a time with the lawyers.
Yeah, the lawyers don't know the laws like I do.
The state. Okay, so now I've used this argument. I've won many times. Like I'm.
Okay.
Is he gone? Is that fucking guy gone?
Yeah. What I'm
All right,
telling you
I'm
is
kind
the
of
other
talking a
lawyers
little.
have
I'm talking a little off topic here. You know, I'm going off memories of other
that's fine.
cities, but just
Okay.
so you know, in front of MRPD, there's that sign, the private property, no trespassing sign.
I'd
Or
love to
no,
see
there's
where
like a
that-
no loitering.
I'd
It's
love
right
to
in
see
the
where
front.
that is. You can't put
It's
that
right in the
front.
front,
You can't put
right
that-
outside the front door to the right. You'll
You
see
know
it.
that he
There's
could walk up
private
your-
property.
You know that he could walk on your property because listen. Hold on. Let me
Right,
stop
that's
right there.
fine. No, I get it. I understand. It's public
Police
property. It's
department-
owned by the state. I
Police
understand that.
department cannot be private property.
Right.
Period.
Have you ever seen the movie?
See what?
Have you ever seen the movie RoboCop?
Of course I have.
All right, in RoboCop, everything is it's like a hyper capitalist society, and all the state-run stuff is provided by a private corporation.
You
The
just
police are owned by a corporation,
you just
right?
answered your problem right there. You just answered
No,
your question.
There's no question. I'm just making a point. This is just I'm telling an anecdote. There's no question here. Because that sign says private property, I've used that defense in court on the old city, saying that no, the police is owned by a private company,
No, it's not.
and I won.
Yeah, okay. So, if you are a police in a city, you can never, ever be owned by a public entity. Ever.
That's not true. I mean, you
It is
certainly
true.
can
Fact.
be.
Show you find me one city in the United States or any other country that's not ran by, because we are in the United States right now. So find me a
Right.
city or a state that is run.
Have you ever heard of a company town?
Find me one.
I mean, you know that's a thing, right?
Find me one.
Right, I'm gonna go patrol.
All right. Sir, I'm just saying, when you're in Los Santos, this is not.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling a funny story.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Like RoboCop was totally fictitious, 100%. One of my favorite movies, but it was obviously fictitious. The reason why it's just like what's that? Batman. They probably do that kind of shit in Batman too.
No,
Unfortunately,
it's
we're
the
not.
city.
Yeah, well, it's a city that's like 100 years away from us. I mean, we're not a capitalist environment around here. We are owned. Go ahead.
The point I was trying to make went sailing into the night.
Anyhow, I hope you don't hold no hard feelings, man.
No, I don't give two shits.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That guy was primo shitter, and I just wanted to waste as much of his time as possible.
I totally get it. I think the guy's a shitbag. He didn't even pay me, which is fine. I'm a public defender. I make more than him in 1 hour than he does all week. So that's fine. I think I
Oh
understand.
yeah, no, it's all good.
I promise you, I know he's a shitbag. And I'm sure we'll see him back. And I know one thing I'll tell you right now. If he actually commits a crime, I give you all the permission in the world to actually arrest him legally. And I won't fight you. You'll see.
Oh, he'll do something eventually.
And if the something sticks and it's a real crime, I won't be this way. I promise that. But just know that if a client in the future, he could stare at you, he can yell at you, he could give you the middle finger, he can tell you your mother's a pig fucker. You can't do nothing about it being a public servant with a badge.
Oh, now I just know I got to cover my bases better now, because
right.
that's one mistake in a report that made the difference there. That's all.
Well, you obviously can't lie in a report either, because we all got body cams on. I mean, so.
I can't. My body cam doesn't record what I'm thinking.
Well, you got to make sure that you, because I do come in asking for body cam footage, because police officers and their rigs are supposed to.
I'm always rolling.
All right.
Always.
Well, you keep that thing rolling, and if the crime sticks, next time we'll go a different route. I promise you.
I mean, it's all a good fun. Yeah, absolutely no hard feelings. Yeah, you nailed me. I was just trying to weasel my way out.
Let me.
I really wanted that guy.
If you,
That's
I
all.
understand. I totally understand where you're coming from. I get annoyed at some people too, but annoyance.
Oh no, it's it's all good.
Hey,
I think he ended up spending about as much time as the charge would have taken.
Fact. All right, you want to do me a favor and pop your gate so I can get out?
Yeah, is it? I got you.
I don't think it will open for me. Alright, so you have yourself a great day. That's that. DonDada. Get out of here, little Tony.